Thank you, Matthew. Thank you for allowing me to do this.
Yes, thank you.
Just a love poem says goodbye to the artist quarter. Tonight I walked down 20 steps, and when this night ends, I will walk up those same steps for the last time. And it's a sad thing saying goodbye to someone or something that you really love. This old place to me, a Monday night home. I have been coming to the Artist Quarter for nearly 20 years, and the Artist Quarter is to me more than just a building, for it's a living, breathing thing. This old house that has so much history in it, from its startup to tonight, and for the most of its living life it was a jazz club, a bar that played a new and wild form of music, and they called it jazz. This cutting edge of music, back when it started, was condemned by many as sinful and the kind of wild, unheard of music that would corrupt our daughters and put them on the road to hell. Yeah. This new form of American music called jazz, and so they tried to stop it, to ban the bands, but they could not halt its waves, and so they could not stop the music. The art prevailed and rolled on and prospered, as art always does. As it moved across the country, when it reached the Midwest, one of its centers, its magnet, was this Artist Quarter, the venture that continues to play it right up to the present time. Just listen to the house band, Headspace. It started with the big bands, Ellington, Basie, Dorsey's, Kenton, Glenn Miller, and the like. And then came cool jazz, Miles and Brubeck and Desmond and the like. And these musicians that live under a different clock, staying up till 4 a.m. in the morning, living on booze and reefer. All of these people welcomed by the Artist Quarter when the musicians came to play and people flocked to listen. This place should be declared a museum, honoring the music and those who played it. Just look at the pictures on the walls here. That saxophone guy over there, with smoke curling over him like it's the Holy Ghost. And Miles Davis over there, the coolest of all the jazz musicians. And further, there's a famous photograph on the wall of the jazz musicians, all the good jazz musicians in New York, sitting on the ascending steps of a New York brownstone. All those photos and the greats who played here. Take a look at them. If only they could speak, all the stories they would tell. All this place steeped in history. And then one night poetry. Monday nights arrived. Poetry being an off night for Monday being a off night for jazz. Kenny Horst, the owner, turned to poetry. And Monday nights hosted an open mic for all who came to read their poems, opening their chests and showing the room of strangers in words that of everything contained there in their hearts and souls. This risk they take by this sharing of ourselves and how we see the world around us, expressed in their poetry, a thing not common in the world today, letting out what they feel inside so you may feel it too. It's like therapy, but unlike therapy, it doesn't screw you up. This is sacred ground, all the lightnings and rainbows of the world, where the performer and the audience become one, all a poetic energy resonating into the night. I have been coming to the Artist Quarter for between 15 and 20 years, and yes, I'm that old fuck who cannot stay away. I have written well, and I've written in excess of 1,000 poems, a few of them even good. My friends don't know this. This is a place where you can come and tell everything that's inside of you to an audience who wants to listen and who you come to trust. And the old-timers, Hardy Coleman, who read earlier, Mark Fleury, who did too, and so many others, and those who came here and passed on. And the Reverend Ski, who for a while hosted Monday nights, and after performed himself in so many ways, Irish drinking songs, poetry, and deep ruminations, always excellent. And now it is Ski who comes here and films all those who perform here and puts them on the IQ website, so what comes down here can last forever. And then came something new again, called slam, the new cutting edge of poetry, this being performance art where the poet performs this piece by memory like an actor, allowing all the passions to come out. And I am happy to say that the St. Paul Slam Poetry Team was for 2 years running judged the best slam poetry in the world. And they have the trophies to prove it. And I think now all the sacredness that I felt here, more than any, excuse me, I think I missed a page. I'm sorry. And then perhaps the man who deserves the most credit is Matthew Rucker, who coached and mentored these poets to all the glory they deserved. And yes, the same Matthew who was a great slam poet himself, and too on every Monday night MCs the open mic with all the talent and energy that he deserves. He is a big part of why it continued as long as it did. And then on Monday nights came another venue, music and comedians, to fill the place with tapping feet and laughter, all the releasing of the art, and all that it was free except for a 2-drunk minimum, strongly served by Dave, the best bartender in the world. And I think now all of the sacredness I felt here, more than any church I've ever been in, and I love this place, and all the new friends I came in contact with for so long. With the glue of this place gone, I realize I may never see them again. All the dying of its light now, all the performances and all the audience where we were one, no longer here. All the memories and all the grace, and I wanted to thank Kenny Horst for providing this place to us, and Matthew and Ski who helped hold it together, and the audience. And now, where will all the sharing go? The wildness and the love, all the moments there in memory. Yet all good things come to an end, but I wish it wasn't this place. This place more than just a building. All the memories this place holds as it winds down to the end of its time. All that has happened inside these walls. And don't forget the times you got laid just by being here. The elegance and the erotic, all the communion of words that will be no more. This dying of the sounds of light, it's coming to an end. The noose tightening to taut, the coffin clicking shut, the economic nails closing it forever. This sacred ground that will be sacred no more. The spirit of this place bleeding out on the cold, cold floor. The disappointment and the sadness that I feel in this final closing of the door. The hollow sound it will make when it clanks shut. I think that after the last glass has been washed and the last picking up of the tables, it's midnight hour here forever, that after its closing, if you could come inside and in the darkness, just sit there in the silence, you could hear the echo of the music, feel the spirit of the words, to listen to its story, see the light inside the darkness, touch the lonely ghosts that move there, and to feel what it is feeling, all the loneliness, all the grace that once abandoned, all the passion still here. We will miss you, Artist Quarter, but you live on in our memories, and I have come to believe that we will live on in your memories too. And so I say to the Artist Quarter and to my good friends here, I say, good night, Artist Quarter, and goodbye.